They called him Wild Bill, a man who laughed in the face of storms that would sink lesser captains. But the wildest fight of his life didn't happen on the Bering Sea. It happened inside his own body, and it nearly took everything. Welcome to Golden Age Stars. Today, we look back at the remarkable story of Captain Bill Wichrowski, a man who turned from fearless sea captain to unlikely health hero, proving that sometimes the toughest battles are fought far from the ocean. When Deadliest Catch cameras followed Bill into a quiet hospital corridor at the end of season 19, fans were stunned. Gone was the roar of engines and crashing waves, replaced with silence, fluorescent lights, and the sound of his heartbeat. Then the doctor spoke the words no one wants to hear. "You have prostate cancer. It's serious." For the first time, Wild Bill wasn't steering the ship. Fate was. Most would stop everything. But Bill? He went back to sea. Doctors called it madness. He called it living. Even while undergoing radioactive treatments that drained his strength and erased his energy, he refused to surrender his identity. "The next few months aren't going to be pleasant," he told fans, "but I'm not stopping." His honesty struck a chord. Viewers saw not just a captain, but a man stripped of bravado, still standing tall, even when the sea inside him raged the hardest. Wild Bill's story began far from Alaska, in a small Pennsylvania town. After high school and a stint in the Navy, he chased the call of adventure to the icy waters of the North. There, he built his legacy the hard way, through decades of danger, loss, and sweat. He was wild long before television, a risk-taker who once enforced his own brutal code of discipline when his crew got out of line. To his peers, he was both feared and admired. To his fans, he became the symbol of grit that defined Deadliest Catch. Off the water, life was just as rough. His relationship with his son, Zach, was fractured, played out under the scrutiny of millions. And when tragedy struck, the death of his close friend and deck boss, Nick McGlaskin, it pushed Bill into one of his darkest chapters. But through grief and illness, he found a new purpose. By allowing cameras to film his cancer journey, he hoped to save lives. "If I can convince one guy to get checked, then it's worth it." Then came the moment of truth. In the middle of the season, while at sea, he got a call from his doctor. Surgery couldn't wait. Missing it could cost him his life. After 40 decades at the helm, Captain Wild Bill had to do the one thing he'd never done: walk away. Before leaving, he gathered his crew and handed control of the summer bay to his loyal deck boss. "Take care of her," he said. It was a passing of the torch, and a reminder that real strength sometimes means letting go. Months later, the message fans had prayed for appeared on Facebook. "Happy to say, I'm cancer-free." Wild Bill had faced the storm and lived to tell the tale. Captain Wild Bill Wichrowski's legacy isn't just about the fish he caught or the storms he survived. It's about the courage to be human, to fight when the odds are impossible, and to share that fight so others might live longer. If you are inspired by this story, subscribe to Golden Age Stars, where we honor the legends who remind us that true courage never fades.